Hey there, Oilers. Good evening and welcome to day 8 of the Game Plan Boot Camp. I'm so proud of you guys for making it this far. That's quite an accomplishment because these videos are intense. I'll tell you, tonight is probably the most important night of the entire boot camp. It is some really good training, some rock solid training that's going to teach you how to market your classes. The oil for this evening is Northern Lights Black Spruce. I'm actually going to put it on right in front of you guys. I want to show you how seriously I am oiling. Wearing like a perfume. This is probably in one of my top 3 favorite oils of all time. I love this oil. Really good oil for courage. And when you're in that place where you're like, I don't think I can do this part of it. Like, this is the part where I'm completely stuck and I don't know how to fill classes. I want to do everything you're telling me to do, but I just don't get it. I don't understand and it's not clicking and I just have this mental barrier that I cannot fill seats in my classes. That's what Northern Lights Black Spruce is for. It's for barriers. Gary Young told the most amazing story about this oil. This comes from their Northern Lights farm in Canada, and the trees, their roots go 14 feet deep into the ground, and the trees withstand minus 80 degree temperatures and 70 to 80 mile an hour winds throughout the entire winter. So they literally are strong and courageous and bold trees. Being able to withstand against the craziest of things outside, the weather is just beating down them all the time. And the oil represents that. All right, the oil is for hard, crazy times. So when you're in those moments where you're like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I can't handle this anymore. This is the oil you want to put on your body. All right. Northern Lights Black Spruce. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right. It is probably one of my top 3 favorite oils. I love this. So this is our I can do it. Like Thomas the Train. I think I can. Choo Choo Train. So this is your Choo Choo Train oil, because I want you to go into this tonight saying, you know what? I can do this, because it's not my business. It's God's business, and he's totally got this, and he's never going to let me down. So never going to let you down. All right, here we go. Day 8. Tonight we're going to be hitting the oil ability market, which is how to fill classes without knowing people. The number 1 question that I get on this business, number 1, hands down, Sarah, I don't know anybody. Not a big deal. Not a big deal if you don't know anybody, because I didn't know anybody either when I did my business. So I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly what you need to be doing, exactly what you need to be working on. Y'all ready for some oil adrenaline this evening? It is game plan time. If you're just joining us, my name is Sarah Harnish. I'm the author of the Game Plan book right here. It's a bestseller on Amazon. It's called Game Plan, the complete strategy guide to go from starter kit to silver. I'm a Young Living Platinum. I believe we're going to hit diamond in February. So if y'all want to sprinkle a little diamond dust on me, pray along with us, that would really mean the world to me. But I'm also the author of this book. It is an Amazon bestseller. We've sold over 10,000 books in 4.5 weeks because you guys want to do this. You want to grow. And that tells me a lot, because I'm a no-name author, never published anything in my life. We self-publish this. It's a really specific topic, and yet it's just exploding. And the reason it's exploding is because you guys want to grow your businesses and you want to train your teams, and you need a system to be able to do it. And this is all laid out for you. It's literally as hard as grabbing the book and putting in the hands of one of your leaders and then giving them the website so they can get on and watch the videos however they want. I've had so many people telling me, well, Sarah, you're on day 8. What do I do now? I'm so far behind in the videos. The videos are up forever, guys. You're never going to miss out on the videos. They're up on the website. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to start shooting them on a DVD too. So if you don't have good internet, or any of your team members don't have good internet, you're going to be able to purchase them on Amazon, and you don't have to rely on data to be able to watch the videos. So we're doing everything we can to make it as accessible to you as possible. It's really good information, and it walks you through the entire strategy of launching a Young Living business. We're going to debunk every single myth, every single mystery, every single psychological block that you've got in being able to go forward in your business. And tonight's a big psychological block. And then we're going to be tools. Most of them are free. Have you seen the free stuff on our website? We even gave you a 101 that you can share all over the world. That's totally free. You literally just share the link. Super easy. We gave you a video yesterday that you can use as an icebreaker in your 101 classes to get people thinking about what a chemical-free lifestyle looks like. We've given you an accountability worksheet, which we're going to talk about when we get a little deeper into the training. We've given you images to do follow-up, which we're going to talk about later this week. All of that that's already pre-built for you. You don't have to pay for any of it. It's completely free. We put everything in one place. It's super easy to find. So you don't have to scroll through Facebook looking for these videos. You can go straight to oilabilityteam.com, click on bootcamp, and bam, all right there. The homework assignments, everything. So easy to use. What makeup do I use? Thank you. I appreciate that. I use a mix of a whole bunch of different kind of makeup. I like Sweet Savvy Minerals, which is Melissa Pepping's line. I use a little Tarte. I use a little Jan Irondale. I use a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of different makeup. So, all right, here we go. Tonight, we did Northern Lights Black Spruce, and it's just for courage. And also it's for that I can attitude instead of I can't, because the black spruce trees can withhold the Arctic winters, and they're strong in the face of everything going wrong against them. And their roots are deep and they're solid and they don't fail and they don't give up and they're consistent. They don't just decide one day that they're just going to fall over because they can't handle the minus 80-degree temperatures in Canada, right? They're steadfast and they're tenacious, and that's what you need to be able to do this chapter well: steadfastness and tenaciousness. All right, tenaciousness. So I'm going to teach you how to do this, how to fill your classes. You know, I'm grateful for you guys too. Thank you for all the kind words. You really keep me going. I'll tell you, I'm sitting here tonight with a pretty high fever. We've had the flu bug hit our house. And I'm still out here teaching from my couch. But when I'm done, I'm going to go get back in and lay back down and go to bed. So I doused myself in Northern Lights Black Spruce because I'm gonna be steadfast for you this evening. All right, one of my favorites in. So which oil, you asked? Northern Lights Black Spruce is the oil that you want. Northern Lights Black Spruce. All right. Freebies. I wanted to tell you too, many of you guys wrote me yesterday asking for some of the interviews that I've been doing the past 2 years. I have dozens of them. I mean, dozens and dozens of them. And we thought that was a really good idea to be able to pass some of those interviews to you. Hey, thank you for your shout outs, guys. I appreciate that. We thought it was a good idea. So on the Facebook page today, I popped up an interview that I did with a woman who makes sure that all these oils stay in stock. She's so good at it. So good at it. She's got 30 years in the field in other companies making sure that oils stay in stock. Or not oils, but just product stays in stock. And now she's with Young Living and she loves our company. And so if you want to see those interviews, we're going to create a button on the Oilability Team website that has all those interviews on it. Some of them are going to be about the products and some of them are going to be tours of the farm. I'm going to put photos of all the farms that I've visited up there so you guys can go on your own little tours from your living room and see photos like up close that I've taken with my phone. And I've got interviews with all the corporate staff, and we're going to put that in there as well. Interviews with Royal Crown Diamonds and diamonds, some really powerful stuff, business interviews. I'm going to put those up on the website as well so that you guys can share them with your teams and be inspired and see what they've done to be able to get to diamond. You're going to love it. Oh, you love the tour of the treehouse. You guys want the treehouse video up? I'll pop that one up too. So anything that'll allow you to see the farms up front and close. I'll take you with me on all of my adventures so that you can see them too. We did win the Global Leadership Cruise. So if I do more interviews on the cruise, which I usually do, I'll bring those back with me as well and make sure that you guys are able to have access to those too. So constantly keep checking that site. Even after we're done with boot camp, I want you to send your leaders to that site, send them to the boot camp, share the book with them, share the free resources with them, and check out all the interviews. You're going to love the interviews because it's going to take you to the farms. It's going to take you to corporate, and you're going to get personal with them and see up close the farms. You're just going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it. So we're going to keep those coming and coming and coming. We're working on that button this weekend and next week to be able to get all those interviews in one place for you. And I'll just keep dropping them. Another button we're going to add to the site is a button. I just finished my silver retreat and I was thinking of you guys while I was there. I interviewed all my silvers because I wanted you guys to see what their struggle was like and their realness. Some of them are going to bring you to tears. Like you got to see Tina Lyon's story this week. Her whole family was ripped in half this year and she still made silver and six. So if she can do it, I know you guys can do it. And we're going to put those stories of inspiration up on the website so that you guys can be inspired also by the silvers on the Oilability Team. And so if you're in that place where you're star or senior star and you're just like, I just don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I want you to click on that silvers button and look at all their stories, okay? And let them inspire you as well. So it'll be really good content. You guys are going to love it. And it's all free. We just pop it all up just to keep you guys going and keep you inspired, all right? Keep you going and keep you inspired. All right, let's see here. What else? So if you're just joining boot camp and you've never done boot camp before, this is how it works. It's 25 days, 25 chapters in the book, and 25 workbook chapters. There's a video every single day, reading every single day, worksheets every single day that you have to do. And this is intense. You're really going to work hard because we're plotting out your business in 2017 and we're laying down goals that I'm going to train you how to stick with over the course of the boot camp. I'm going to give you really valuable tools, worksheets you can fill out. You can keep yourself accountable. You can keep your leaders accountable. You can work in tandem together to make sure that you're checking off the things that you need to do to make sure you're on task and on for the month and you know where you need to be, that your classes are marketed with enough time. You've got enough classes scheduled. You know what your goals are for the month. You know which leaders you're working with. We're going to lay out everything for you very, very simply. Very, very simply. All right. It's open to anybody. It's completely free. And the only thing that you need to be able to do this boot camp is the game plan book, which is up on Amazon, right there, game plan, and then the workbook as well, which is right there. Those two things. We keep the cost super, super cheap. And if you're a leader, John and I are foregoing most of our royalties so that you can get this book into as many of your leaders' hands as possible. We want you to take this system and make it duplicatable for your team. And for each of you guys, it's going to look different. Some of you are red personalities and you're going to go back and you're going to teach a boot camp and you're going to knock it out of the water. You're going to do it better than I ever could do it because you can relate to your team in a deeper way than I ever could. Some of you guys are emerald personalities, greens or yellows, and you're like, you know what? Sarah's are good enough for me. And so you're just going to send your leaders to the link at Oilability to watch the video. Some of you guys are going to skip the videos altogether and you're just going to go through the book together and you'll do your own thing with it. Some of you don't have time. Don't have time for any of that. Oh goodness, I've had a trouble night. Sorry guys. You're going to sign the book and with your leaders once a week. And there's no wrong way. As long as they're getting the content, they're going to explode. They're absolutely going to explode. So that's the nice thing is you can teach based on your strengths and based on your gifts and your talents. So don't be discouraged. Utilize this system however you want. We've made it as easy and as simple as we possibly can on you, whether it's just handing the book out like candy, doing the accountability worksheets with your team, posting the videos in your business pages, giving incentives for completing things, doing your own videos. There's no wrong way. All right, no wrong way at all of doing this boot camp. The trick is just making sure that your leaders get the content and that they're held accountable. And the biggest thing is that as soon as you're done, you train them to go do the same boot camp with 2 of their leaders, okay? Train 2 to train 2. You get it going right over again. As soon as you're done, you move to the next generation of your leaders. If you do that, you're going to absolutely explode this year. It's a totally duplicatable system. Actually, there's 2 ways that you can find your color personality. One of them is to go to SharonHargrave.com and look up the Danny Johnson personality test. She does it by gems, ruby, emerald, and pearl, and I'm spacing on the last one. Ruby, emerald, pearl, and sapphire are the 4 first personality types. Then there's another system, which is based on the colors, red, yellow, blue, and green. And I was actually just gifted this set today from an author who is a good friend of mine. Their team is actually working through the boot camp. It's called Full Spectrum Success. It's another book that you can get, a workbook, and it's by Jacob Adamo. If I'm saying his name correctly, there you go. And you can find that on Amazon. And he goes through the personality types also. So, yep, there we go. Chelsea's got it up there. And his system is fantastic. So I would recommend definitely his books are wonderful. And they're a great family. And I love to see you guys supporting family businesses. I'm all about supporting family businesses. So please go check out Jacob's stuff. All right. So go. Okay, let's see here. So if you need an easy place to find all the videos, maybe you're not with us in the videos, maybe you're starting video 1 or video 2, it's totally okay. If you're there, you can watch them at your pace. You don't have to keep up with us. Now, if you do keep up with us, every single Saturday I'm doing a giveaway of a full set of my books, the book and workbook, signed by me. A thumb drive with all of my scripts on it. There's over a dozen scripts that I'm not selling that we're sticking in there. And then the audiobook, which we haven't released yet, and a couple of other little nuggets inside the box. And those are going out to one lucky person every Saturday who's managed to keep up with me during these boot camp videos. So maybe you're just joining and you're like, okay, dude, I have not kept up with her, but I've got till Saturday. You can totally catch up. Get on and bang out all the videos, do the homework in the workbook, and catch up to me. And I give one of those sets away. It's probably worth close to $300. Every single Saturday, I'm giving another set away just for all of your hard work and tenacity, because that's what this boot camp is about. It's about getting you on the right track and getting you facing the right direction so that you can explode. All right, absolutely explode. We already had one winner last Saturday, and the next one will be awarded this Saturday. So I put a shout out in the morning saying, all right, who's keeping up with me? And then at night, I pull a name, and it goes out to that person. All right, so this is hands down tonight the most popular chapter of this book, like most popular. I actually wrote the entire book around this chapter in the book. And when you finish boot camp, this is going to be one of the chapters that you never forget. This will be the one that completely sticks with you in your mind. When people ask you what you learned from game plan, this is going to be one of the tips that you're passing along to your leaders over and over and over and over again. The true secret to understanding how to market your class is social media. And so this chapter contains one of the biggest challenges to filling your classes, which is butts and seats, filling classes. How do you fill classes when you don't know people? When I first began, at the very, very beginning, I had 40 to 50 people in my classes. And after a couple, I was down to 20. And then after a couple more, I was down to 0. All right, I didn't have any at all. Then I had a naturopath doctor who was a good friend of mine. And so I went and taught classes for her. And she had 60 people in her classes. And then she had 30 people in classes. And then I keep driving out and we'd have 10 people. And then there was a couple times I drove out and we had 2 or 3, and it was a 3-hour drive for me to get out there. And I was like, dude, I'm not going to keep driving this distance for 3 people coming out to these classes, right? So what was the issue? What was going on? We were tapping out our friend circles. It was time for us to tap into new friend circles instead. So one of the biggest questions that I get asked hands down is, how do I get people to show up? Sarah, I don't know how to do it. I can't get this to work. I don't know that people. It's not possible for me. Here's the thing. You don't have to know that many people. You actually don't have to know them. All you have to have is access to social media, all right, to social media, and you've got to know how to use it. There's a free video that I popped up earlier today, so don't leave this training and go watch it. You got to wait, but as soon as this training's over, just go down a post or two, and you're going to see a link to the homework that I gave this morning. I popped it up earlier today for you overachievers that wanted to check it out early. It's a free video that shows you the power of social media. If you think that you don't need to be on Facebook, or that Facebook doesn't really do anything for you for marketing your classes, you're totally wrong. There's very few times that I'm going to tell you you're wrong in this training, but that's something that I will tell you you're completely wrong, totally wrong. 1 billion people in the world are on Facebook. For example, we have 7,000 people right now on this training, 7,000 people. We have a few more thousand. They're going to be watching it after. The reach last night from the video we shot last night was over 70,000 people reached. Last night, 70,000 people. Okay, that's absolutely crazy. It's because you guys are sharing these videos with your teams and with your friends and on your pages, and it's exploding businesses all over the place. It's 10 minutes long, that video I put up, and it's really powerful. Like, you're going to walk away going, oh my gosh, I had no idea. No idea at all, all right? I was just in Ecuador, and I saw people with no roofs on their houses, but they had a public place that they could go in town where they could get online. And many of them had Facebook pages, even though they had no roof on their house. Like, it was crazy. The video is called 21st Century Social Media Trends. So I want you to check that video out. I actually got it at a training with Marcella Von Harding, her son, Dallas, earlier this summer. And it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. It's 10 minutes that will blow your mind. So here's a couple of stats off of that video, but I do want you to watch the whole thing. 1 in 8 couples in the US are married because of social media. 50% of the world's population is under the age of 30, 50%, and 96% of them are on social media. 96%. Facebook tops Google for weekly traffic in the United States. There's more people on Facebook than there are on Google. It took radio 38 years to reach 50 million users. TV, it took 13 years. The internet, it took 4 years. Facebook added 200 million users in under 1 year. In under one. Is that not crazy? If Facebook were a country, it would be the third largest country in the world behind China and India. Ashton Kutcher and Britney Spears have more Twitter followers than the populations of the countries of Ireland, Sweden, Israel, and Switzerland, than the whole population of the country. Generation X and Y don't use email. They use social media. That's how they communicate to each other. So if you think you don't need to be on Facebook, I would seriously reconsider that. To run a network marketing business, you need to be where the people are. You got to go where they are, right? So that's why the training we do tonight is going to center around Facebook. If you're one of those people that goes through every 6 months and deletes half the people in your account and you're in network marketing, that's not your wisest move because you want to have those people on your account so that you can market to them, or at the very least, you can market to the friends of their friends. Because if they go on and they like a post that you have put up, their friends are going to see that post. It's really important that you are allowing the biggest audience to see your stuff as possible. All right. So let's pause for just a moment, and we're going to go back to the topic of knowing people. The thing is, I may be a radio network news anchor, but I don't know a lot of people either. A lot of people know me, but I don't actually know a lot of people. And I have no idea how to add those people that know me to my organization without being really weird and creepy. And just like showing up and be like, hey, I'm that girl on the radio. Do you want to join my oils team? Like, that's weird, right? Because I don't know them. So I run my business just like you run your business, through friends of friends. That's how I grow my business. You see, it's not about who you know, it's about who your friends know. And if you can keep that in your mind, not about who you know, but it's about who your friends know, then you're going to blow up. So when a friend of yours, like I said earlier, likes one of your Facebook posts, then all of their friends can see it. All of them. The trick to this entire thing is getting outside your circle of friends. Getting outside that. Let me give you another example. All right. We have sold over 10,000 game plan books in over 4 weeks. All right. In over 4 weeks, we had 103,000 people on our very first Facebook video, which is how you guys found me. Okay, was from Facebook post. Do you know how we get 103,000 people on the first video? 5 Facebook posts. That's how many I put up. 5 Facebook posts, okay? It's crazy. So 5 Facebook posts. It was my personal page and then 4 Young Living pages. That was it. I don't know 100,000 people, but you know 103,000 people. And so that's how we were able to market the book. That's how you guys were able to find the boot camp, was because of 5 Facebook posts. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So whether it's your first class or your 10th class, there's going to come a day when you run out of people to fill your classes unless you can get outside of your personal circle. Outside of your personal circle. Every person in your first class knows people outside of that class that they're sitting in. And every person on the earth needs oils. So your market is 100% wide open. They just need to know that they need them. They have to know that they need the oils. That's all, right? So that's why I've created a few tools to be able to help you guys out. Just a couple tools. We wrote a good script and a bad script to give you the words to be able to invite people to a class. And if you're doing it in person and asking a friend to invite their friends, we even gave you a 30-second script in the back of the book in the appendix to be able to invite them. So I'm going to give you an example of why your writing matters so that you can get people's attention to be able to get them to classes. So if you're following along, you can open your books up to page 219, if I can find it here. There it goes, 215, 217, 219. So this is a 30-second script to invite people to come to class. I'd really encourage you guys to get the book. If you're enjoying the boot camp and you don't have a copy of the book, go grab it and bless us. All right. A lot of you guys have written me and said, hey, can you post that script that you have in the back of your book? Or do you have a digital copy of all your scripts? Are they posted online? We've given you a free audio 101 that you can share with your teams. We've given you probably hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of free stuff on the site. The way you can bless us is by, I have like a bug flying through my hair. Hold up one second. There we go. The way you can bless us is by dropping $20 and getting a book. That would really, really, really bless me. So this script is in the back of the book. It's not something that's free. I'm sorry. I apologize, but just about everything else we do is free. So here's a script. If you have 30 seconds to invite somebody to a class, this is what I tell them. The average person applies about 300 chemicals to their body every single day, and 80 of those chemicals are before breakfast. Most of them through 4 things: soap, makeup, shampoo, and hair care. The biggest pollutants in our home are fabric softener, dryer sheets, air fresheners, plug-ins, and candles. You're literally poisoning your family every single day with the stuff that you can't pronounce in your home, like your bright blue dish soap or the cleaner that you use on your kitchen counters or processed food and more. Health and safety data only exists for 15% of all of the chemicals out there, even though so many are known to cause asthma or endocrine disruptions. Essential oils are a better way. They're totally chemical free. They're steam distilled or they're cold pressed from pure plants. There's nothing in them but one oil, whether it's lemon, tangerine, lavender, peppermint, or others. There's over 1 million uses for essential oils. Everything from cleaning supplies to personal care products, toothpaste, deodorant. You can use it in the diffuser. You can infuse nutritional supplements. Please come to our class that costs you nothing, and I'm going to show you how to kick chemicals in your home to the curb. I'm going to walk you through step by step. It's easy, it's simple, and it's a small change that you can make to protect your family and take charge of what's in your home. Bam. That's it. All right. That's what I do. So that's Appendix B in the back of the book. I'm using it constantly. If you guys have any issues with these videos freezing up, it's not on our end. We're doing really good on this end. So if that happens to you, just close the video and reopen it and you should be able to see it. Usually it's your data connection. Okay. Usually it's your data connection. We've got multiple internets here to make sure that we're backed up of the backup of the backup. So that's an example of it, all right? The average person knows about 1,000 people. So within my first 20 classes, my attendees had contacts in Germany, in Italy, in Thailand, in Canada, in Japan, in Mexico City. Can you guess where we now have teams? In Germany, in Italy, in Japan, in Canada, in Mexico City. We have in Thailand. Do I know these people? Heck no. No, Debbie, you're not allowed to say antibacterial. Any anti-word or dis-word, disinfectant, you're not allowed to say that. If you want specifics on what you can say, they're on Young Living's website under member resources, all right? So do I know these people? No, I don't know them. They're friends of friends. So take the pressure off of yourself. It's going to take a lot more than just you to pull off a Young Living business. And you do that by harnessing the power of social media. So you guys ready? Here we go. This is where you're going to want to take notes and you really want to pay attention to this. This is the formula that I follow for every single class that I teach. Every class. I've taught 260 classes in 2.5 years, and this is what I do for every single class. I will tell you there is more than one way to teach a class. So we're not talking about getting up in front of 20 people and talking. We'll talk about all the different kinds of classes tomorrow that you can teach. There's no wrong way of teaching classes. This is all about marketing your class and getting people to come to your class. It's a little bit different. This is before we get to the actual class. All right. Tonight we're not talking about teaching. We're talking about marketing. And you always market your classes the same way, whether you're doing them online, whether you're doing them, a vendor event, whether you're doing a one-on-one, whether you're doing a lunch and learn. It doesn't matter what type of class you're doing. You always market the class exactly the same way. And this is the way that I market. Number 1, choose a date for your class 2 to 3 weeks in advance, people. Do not be setting your class up 4 days ahead of time. You're not going to get people coming to that class. I'm busy. You guys are busy. You know to show up here at 9 o'clock every night, but you know what? We've been promoting 9 o'clock every night for weeks. All right, we told you 9 o'clock every night. We're consistent with 9 o'clock every night. I don't show up at 7:30. I don't change the times on you guys. I make sure that you have appointment listening. You know exactly where you need to be. You know it goes 25 days. You know we're not doing it on Saturday and Sunday. You get a couple days to rest your brain or get caught up on homework. You know exactly what to expect. You know when we're going to be here for the next 4 weeks. Okay, because it's appointment listening. We've already given you the dates. We've already given you the times, and you can plan your schedule around it because we're consistent and we're dependable. So you know when we're going to be there. You need to do the same things with your class. So you need to be marketing your classes 2 to 3 weeks in advance. Don't expect people to show up a couple days ahead of time, especially if we're in holiday season between Thanksgiving and Christmas, or if you're in wedding and graduation season in May and June. You need to give people a little bit more notice so that they really maybe want to come to your class, but they don't know when, they don't know if they can get to that class. So give them enough time so they can get their life around the class. Number 2, you're going to set up an event on Facebook. So the way you do that is if you look underneath your photo, underneath your picture on your Facebook page, there's a button that says more, and then there's a button that says events. It's literally 2 buttons, more and then events. When you click events, a little box is going to pop up and you just fill it out. It's got the address of where you're going to be. It's got the name of where you're going to be. It's got a little description of what your class is about. And so you want to set up an event and make sure you utilize all of that. If you put a picture in there, do you know that people are 80% more likely to come to your class if you have a photo? If you put an address in there, a specific address, do you know that they're more likely to use that and pop it in their GPS to come to the class instead of trying to hunt things down through discussions on the page? So make sure that you're really proactive in filling out every single little thing in that box. It takes maybe 10 minutes to do it and do it right. The last week of every month, I set up all my class for the next month. If I have 4 to 6 classes, I'm going to take 10 minutes and I'm going to set up 4 events. Bam, 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 all done. Always the last week of the month. And then I market those classes for 2 to 3 weeks. I market them all at the same time. I put the same pictures in them because I got completely different people invited to every single class that I'm doing. Every single different one has got a different class. So words matter. There are good descriptions and there are bad descriptions of an event. And if you have no idea, maybe writing is just not your gift. That's all right. I've been writing for 18 years. I was an English major in college, and I've been writing news for 18 years in major market in New York and in Chicago. So if you want to steal my writing, you go for it. All right. That's why I wrote the book, is so that you can pillage and steal, because it's not, I didn't write it so that you can look at it and be like, oh, that's a good idea, and then go, right, please come to my class. I wrote it so you could copy it if you don't know how to write. It's okay. We're about giving you tools, so don't feel bad about tools. Oh, Jacob is on. Cool. And I just totally plugged his book. Let me plug it again since he's on and I know he can see it. Full Spectrum Success, Learn the Personality Types of the People in Your Organization. Wonderful, wonderful book. Jacob says, do you make them public events or private? Always public. Okay, the goal is to get as many people to see your posts as possible. So I don't do them in my business groups. I don't do an event within an event. I don't do them in my little tiny private pages. I do them on my main page. Okay, always on my main page and always with the most visibleness as I possibly can. You guys understand that? You want your friends of friends of friends to see the event. So if you're putting it in private posts and private pages and closed groups and all that, nobody's going to see it. You want it out there. You want it out there. So you need to put it in the most public places you possibly can. When you do the 4 to 6 classes, are they all 101s or do you have a variety? We're going to actually talk about that when we're talking about the 101 script, but just to answer you in a sentence, my ratio is 3 to 1. So you do 3 101 classes and then you have permission to do a specialty class. Specialty class is to keep your people or get your people on essential rewards. Maybe beauty school, chemical-free home, oils of the Bible, any of those are good, but 3 to 1. You always want to be bringing new people into your organization, and the only class that does that is the 101. The main 101 class. So I'm a platinum, we're almost diamond, and I'm still teaching 3 101 classes a month. I know diamonds out there that are teaching more than 3 101 classes a month because that's how your organization grows. Don't ever stop doing 101s. In the book, I thought you said you can make the event private. No, you should not make the event private. You want it wide open. You want everybody to be able to see it. Jean says, is it wise to pay to hold a class on a certain day of the month at a public place like the library and advertise it locally? I'll tell you, we haven't had really good luck with advertising. We don't get good shows. You guys' comments are flying by so fast, I can't even read them. If I've already set up an event and made it private, is there a way to change it to public? No, there's not a way. Once you've got it set up private, it won't allow you to do it. Okay, well, that's a typo in the book, and shoot the page number to me and we'll make sure that we change that. So thank you. I appreciate that. So let me give you examples of good writing and bad writing. Jennifer says, how do you know who to invite when you've exhausted your friends? We're going to get to that tonight, that we're talking about marketing. Word of mouth is what to do. Advertising to a cold market is a big fat waste of time. Word of mouth. Kristen, I got to agree to disagree with you on that because that's how I built to platinum, was through cold market advertising. Technically, it is warm market because you're relying on friends of friends, but it's cold market for you because you don't know them. All right, you don't know them. Page 75. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. And if you come across any other typos in the book, this is our first print of the book. We did have it go through 17 edits, but there's always going to be mistakes in the book. So if you come across any typos, just email it to us at oilabilitywithsarah at gmail.com. And that really, really, really blesses us. Thank you. And when we do the second edition, we'll make sure we get this updated. All right. So let me give you an example of a good writing and bad writing. And this bad writing is actually a real, Kristen said word of mouth is the way to go. All right. Sorry for throwing you under the bus there, Kristen. You're right. Word of mouth is the way to go, but we're doing it through friends of friends. So it is warm market, but not your warm market. It's your cold market, but it's your friends' warm market. You're relying on them. All right. Relying on them. So this bad write-up in a class, this is in a descriptive Facebook event, is actually a wording that I took from an actual event on somebody on my team, and I'm not going to give any names because they're going to be crushed. So this is what they wrote. This is word for word. Please come to my essential oils class. This is on page 75 if you're following along. I will have dessert. I will speak for 2 hours on oils, which is way too long. Don't speak for 2 hours. If you can bring someone, that would be good. All right, we need to use power-packed action verbs. That would be good. It's not good. All right. If you could bring someone, that would be good. We will make sure for an extra cost. Don't ever talk about the prices of stuff in your events. Just say that you're going to have it. Don't talk about it. You just gave them a get out of jail free pass. Why would you tell them they don't have to come because you're going to teach again? That's awful. All right, here is would you ask your friends to post the event too? You can if you want. It'll boost it. But what I rather do is have them go into the event and invite. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So here's good writing instead. Here's good writing. Do you want to learn how to kick toxic chemicals out of your home? I'm going to walk you through step by step and give easy, simple, affordable tactics that anyone can do with the best essential oils on the planet. This class is totally free. If you can throw the words free and simple in your writing, and it will blow your mind. I come with an iced Ningxia bar for weary mamas. Gear up for a fast-paced, ground-up lecture on everything oils and have some fun and pampering in the process. I can't wait to see you. I'll have freebies at the door for those who invite 50 friends on the Facebook event. It is time to take control of the yuck in your home and kick it to the curb. Bam. Okay, super, super easy. So those are examples of good and bad writing. And you want to make sure you've got really strong verbs, that you're not going really long in your time, that you've got it concise so that people can see the description and bam, pop right on. All right, pop right on. So, all right, here's the most important part. So you've got the date for your class. It's 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. You set up the event on Facebook, which is more in events. You fill in the box and then you put a photo up there. Don't just leave the picture blank or put a really bad pixelated picture up there. Pick something good. Words matter. Make sure you have a good, strong description in there. Put the address in. It's really important. Number 3, this is the whole key to the entire system. Can you type it up for us? It's actually in the book for you. All right. So grab the book and the whole write-up is up there for you. Where do I have these big classes? All over the place. All over the place. Third thing, invite 3 people to invite their friends. Very, very, very important. So they're going to go into the event. There's a button in the upper right-hand corner and they click invite friends. And then they just go through ding, 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 ding. And they invite 50 people to your event. You have 3 different people do that. 3 different people invite 50 people. And if you want to have bonus points, you have them throw in a sentence for you about you. Hey, this is my friend Sarah. She's awesome. And she knows a ton about this stuff. And she's really going to set you straight. So that's like word of mouth advertising, basically. They've invited their warm market. Do I teach my classes in my home? If that's what my budget is, sure do. Absolutely. For the first 6 months, I taught all my classes pretty much in my house. I use church gyms. We're going to talk about all the places you can hold classes tomorrow in the next chapter, right? Let's just focus on marketing tonight because we haven't actually gotten to the classes yet. I'm going to answer a lot of the questions you guys are answering when we get to that part of the book. So invite 3 friends to, you guys don't have to tell me if it's frozen. If it's frozen, just close it out and pop it back on. All right. Invite 3 friends to invite their friends. So having them share the event to their page is not enough. They have to actually go into the event and invite their friends. If you have 3 people, invite 50 people, which takes them 2 minutes. They just go through their friends list and just ding, 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 all the way out, throw a sentence in there. Bam, done. Okay, bam, done. You have 3 different people do that. I'm wondering who I should ask to invite. We're going to talk about that tonight too. What's the best night to hold classes? Any of them. I'll tell you, my family is really convicted not to hold classes on Sabbath. So to date, it's been 2.5 years since I've had my business. We have never held a class on Sunday because we just feel that we need 1 day to rest. But I've taught classes the other 6 nights of the week. And depending on what your audience is, if you're speaking to a Christian crowd, audience may dip a little on Wednesdays and Sundays because a lot of people are at church. But outside of that, you know, we've had big classes on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday morning, Saturday night. The trick is in the marketing. You got to market it long enough to be able to get people to come to your class. All right. So they're going to go into your event. They're going to invite 50 friends, and then they're going to pop a sentence in that edifies you. Now it's the ball's in your court. Okay. Now it's totally up to you. So you might be freaking out and saying, okay, Sarah, I am not speaking to 150 people. Like, I'm sorry, but I'll have my friends go in and invite 5 people. And then I'll just talk to those 5. Let me tell you why that's not a good idea. Standard network marketing numbers are that 1 in 4 people will show of the people that are invited. Stacey, I'll get to that in 1 second, okay? Standard network marketing numbers are that 1 in 4 people will come. So if you have 150 people invited, chances are 20 to 25 will show up. And then of those 20 that show up, 1 in 4 are going to get the kit. So 4 or 5 are going to get the kit of the 20 that show up. So if you have 100 to 150 people invited, you're going to sell 4 or 5 kits out of that class. That's why you don't want to invite 5 people to your class. You can, but it's going to take you a really long time to grow if you're doing classes that are that small. So the 5th step is to thank your host. And this is what Stacey was just asking about. How do you thank your hosts? I would say the number one way to thank your host is with Game Plan Mini, which is showing them the business opportunity. It's going to be $2 a book. We'll have those released really soon. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning working on the book, trying to get on for you guys before we have boot camp over so that you have that. Throw that in a little basket for them. Honestly, I go down to the dollar store, I get a basket, or I go to Hobby Lobby when their baskets are 50% off and I can get them for a couple of bucks. And I put in some thieves cleaner that's free. Young Living's rule is you can give away anything you want. You just can't charge for oils. If you've opened the bottles up, you can't charge. You can charge for your supplies as if it's a make and take or a craft item, but you cannot charge for the actual oil because it falls under their tampering rules. But you can give away anything you want. So you can make up thieves cleaner and put that in. That costs you $1. You can make up a peppermint roll-on. That's one of my favorite wow oils. And throw that in there. I'll throw the Game Plan Mini book in to give them a little vision and show them where this goes. And just keep their interest peaked. Maybe give them a link, a little card with a link to the one-on-one audio so they can hear the class even if they're not able to attend. There's a lot of things you can put in that basket that'll cost you $5 or less. $5 or less. So I always thank my hosts. It's those 3 people that took the 2 or 3 minutes to get on and put a sentence in that edifies me and invite their 50 people. I'll show up on their door because these are people you know. And I'll give them a little basket and say, hey, thank you so much for supporting my family business. What you did for me was no different than telling your friends that there's a new store down in downtown Market Street that just opened up and walking in there with your friends and supporting my family business. You just supported me and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you. What about when people put maybe on the event invitation? They might show up and they might not. Make sure you got good marketing, okay? Chelsea says, if a downline member hosts a class, do you put signups under them or only if they express an interest in building? We'll talk about that when we talk about where to place people, which is strategy, and that's in chapter 18. How do I handle the enrollership? We're not at that point in game plan yet, all right? Let's just focus on marketing for tonight. You guys are asking great questions, but we'll hit every single one of those when we get to them in game plan, all right? Every single one of them. Her host, yeah, these are all people are being spammed by network marketing, Ross, nonstop on Facebook. My auto response when invited was heck no. But we should just spam like everybody else. No, you're not spamming because the people that are inviting their friends. So when they get an invite, they're getting an invite from somebody that they know, somebody that they trust. It'd be like me going in and inviting 20 of my friends or 30 of my friends. They know me. And if I put a sentence up, then I'm edifying the person hosting class and supporting their small business. I hope that helps a little bit. So it's not your friend circles, but you're relying on your friends' friend circles to pull this off. All right? If you do the class, are you the enroller? We'll talk about that when we get to chapter 18. Okay, we'll talk about that when we get to chapter 18. So step 1 is to choose a date for your class 2 to 3 weeks in advance. Step 2, set up an event on Facebook, which is more events and then just fill in the box. Step 3, invite 3 people to invite 50. So you ask 3 people to go in, they go through their friends list, ding, 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 they invite 50 people. You got 100 to 150 invited to your class. Step 4 is 20 to 25% will show. 1 in 4 will get a kit out of that. Step 5, thank your hosts. Give them Game Plan Mini would be a great gift. Step 6, market your event. So now the ball is in your court. All right, now it totally relies on you. One of the things that we're going to pop up as a freebie on the oilabilityteam.com page, look for it in the next week or so, is we're going to put up about 100 images that are completely FDA compliant that you can share to market your classes. Things that will just get their interest peaked, okay, and get them excited. Like, oh, wow, Thieves Cleaner costs $1 a bottle and there's no yuck in it and it did that to your sink? That's crazy. I had no idea. And that's absolutely insane. So you're going to market your event. You want to put in that event with those 100 people invited 1 to 2 posts a day. Do not be posting in there 6 times a day or you're going to lose people. Online classes, are they as successful as in person? Shelly, I'll tell you, my experience is that I think it's easier to get people on Essential Rewards and maintain your OGV. And I know Jordan Schrant would agree with me on this because she built most of her business online and they have a hard time maintaining, getting people on Essential Rewards because you don't have that personal relationship with them. You can sign a lot of people, but it's hard to like build that relationship with them. I personally prefer in-person classes, but it does not mean that online classes are wrong. It absolutely doesn't. You can still build a very successful, very large business out of online classes. Matter of fact, I personally know many diamonds who've done that. It's just harder to retain them and get them on Essential Rewards. So you really got to be good at follow-up if you're going to be doing most of your work online. And we'll have a whole section for online classes. We're going to talk about exactly how to do it. Matter of fact, we actually talk about a little bit of it tonight. So you market your event and you're going to market it for 1 to 2 weeks. What does that look like? Grab a picture off of the oilabilityteam.com website. We don't have it up yet, but we will soon. We're trying to keep up with you guys. And then put up 1 or 2 posts up a day. Pop the picture up with a sentence, something that you write. Rinse and repeat. Just do it again and again and again. 1 to 2 posts a day. Don't overwhelm them. If you're putting 6 posts a day up, you're going to lose your audience. So don't do that. If you go 3 or 4 days and you don't put a post up, you're going to lose your audience. So don't do that either. All right. Don't do that either. Number 7, rinse and repeat. After the class, use the enthusiast to set up your next class. So if you have 10 people come to your class and 2 or 3 people get kits, find the one that's texting you every day, that's asking you questions, that gets on Essential Rewards, that's spending 300 PV a month or 100 PV a month, the person that went home and sold a kit to their mom. Those are the people that you want to ask to invite to your next class. All right. Or maybe the person that's really excited about it, but couldn't afford kits, so they're saving for a couple weeks, but they would love to have you teach to their friends. Those are the people. So if you have 10 people in your class, guess what? That's 10 friend circles with 1,000 people. So you never run out of people. You never run out of people. I'll tell you, one of the assignments I'm going to have you do today is to make a list of all of your warm market, all the people you know. Those are people you can go and ask to invite 50 people to your classes. But I've been doing this 2.5 years, and I've actually only pulled from maybe 10 people on my friends list because you never run out of people. Every time you're doing a class, you're going to have somebody in your class that's going to love the information in the 101 script is fantastic. You're empowering people to get rid of garbage in their house. You're training them on something that's totally new. They're going to love that. They're giving up their time to come and learn about it. They're excited about it. They're going to be willing to invite their friends. So you just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Grab a couple of people out of the class and bam. All right, bam, you're able to, hold up 1 second, there we go. You are able to continue the cycle over and over and over and over again, all right? You guys got that? So say you have 10 people, 3 people are real excited, you use those 3 people to go in and invite to your class next month, bam. Then you hold another class, all right? And then you use those 3 people to go and invite 50 people for your class the next month. And it's just this cycle you just keep doing again and again and again and again. You never run out, never run out. All right. So that is the entire system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. Bam. That's how we market our classes. We have almost 3,800 people on our team right now, and it was all built using this system. All of this is in the book. It's in chapter 8. Okay. It's all in chapter 8. So I'd really recommend you go grab the book. Sorry, but Imad, guys, I just banned him from the group so that you'll be able to enjoy the class without him asking really stupid questions. Christina, number 1, choose a date 2 weeks in advance. 2, set up the event. 3, invite 50 each. 4, 1 and 4 will show. 5, thank your host. 6, market your event. Post 1 to 2 times a day. 7, rinse and repeat. Bam. Got it. That's how you do it. You do it again and again and again. And the trick is don't keep asking the same people. Okay. Your warm market is big. You actually know a lot of people. So it's okay. Imad's been banned. You don't have to worry about it. I think he's a spammer. Pick 3 different people. Say you don't have people in your class that you can have invite to the next class. You usually will. You usually will have at least 1 or 2 out of your class you'll be able to use to invite to the next one. But if you don't, then tap into your warm market and pull a couple more people. Eventually, by doing this again and again and again, you're going to get a base of people that you can use to invite that aren't even in your friend circle. So that's how you don't come across as being salesy, because people came to the class because they're really excited and they wanted to learn. You educated them because you were a teacher. You're an instructor. They're excited about the information they got and they're willing to invite to your next class. So you're not a salesperson. You guys see this? So separate event for each class during the month. Ask 3 different people to invite to each class. Yes, Jesse, you just nailed it. Absolutely. What do you post daily? We have images that we're going to put up on the oilabilityteam.com page. We'll put at least 100 images up that you can use to market your classes with. If you need those images now because you're marketing your classes for next month, you can go in the photos section on the Facebook page and pull any of those photos, every single one of the client. And they're totally free for your use to be able to use. That is the Oilability Marketing System. This one chapter will sell 1 million game plan books. I'm telling you right now. It's just utilizing the power of social media. That's all it's doing. Use Facebook to market your events, okay? Use Facebook. All right, guys, you got it? On to the next thing. I still can't fill classes. Now what do I do? All right. If you still can't fill classes using the power of social media, tapping into different friend circles, relying on people to come to the class and offering them a hostess basket just to take 2 minutes and invite 50 people to your next class in the event, they can literally do it from their living room. If you still can't fill classes using that system, which I'll tell you has worked well for 800 leaders on our team, we've had enormous success with this system. If you still can't do it, generally it comes down to one of two things. Sarah says no paper invites. I wouldn't say that, Sarah. If you want to utilize paper invites, that's a neat thing about Young Living is there's no wrong way of doing this. There really, truly isn't. I mean, if you're doing paper invites for your warm market, go for it. It's a lot more work. And most people are on social media. They're going to see it faster. They're going to respond to it. You're not having the cost of stamps. You're not having to rely on snail mail. They may not RSVP. You're putting a lot of money into that system. So there's some downsides to it, but if it's somebody that you know, they may be more likely if they get a warm paper invite in the mail. So that might be something that you do when you plateau and this system isn't working for you for a little bit. You need to switch to something else for a little while before you pop back in. I'm not going to poo-poo paper invites. I'm just saying try this and just see how it works for you. All right, just see how it works for you. How many classes a month? 4 to 6. I would love to see you guys holding 4 to 6 classes. That sounds like a lot. I've seen a lot of systems saying 1 to 2 classes a month. I'll tell you on our team, 1 to 2 classes a month is enough to get your oils for free. That's enough to build an income of $200 to $300 a month. If you want to build a silver in 6, if you want to hit silver within 6 months, you need to be committing 2 hours a week of your time. 2 hours a week is enough time to go in, set up a class, start your kit and get out your script, talk to people in the class with you, read the 3 pages, read the script, and then a couple minutes to the pet off. Right? If you make 2 hours business every single week, then I would be evaluating because it's about to, right? Like you're free dead and job is release you, that you're not going to have any time freedom, time economy. You're not going to be able to release yourself from that job. You need to do this alongside that at 2 hours a week so that you're able to get out of where you are. All right, able to get out. Rebecca says, I carry paper invites in my purse. That's called a portable office, and we're actually going to talk about that as well. Portable offices are great, absolutely great. So, all right. If you're still not able to get people to come to your classes, it usually comes down to one of 2 things, confidence or gifting. I wrote an entire chapter on confidence in the game plan book. We're going to tackle that head on, and I'm going to give you some really good tools and resources you can use if confidence is a huge barrier for you. It's legit. Okay, it's legit. If confidence is an issue, we're gonna tear that apart too as we get later into boot camp. Let's talk about gifting for just a second, because I don't want any of you guys to feel like your systems are wrong. Some of you guys have got other methods of doing it. Some of you are already silvers on you. Some of you are diamonds on here, and your system of inviting works extremely well. I want you to know this is not the only way of getting people to come to a class. It's a way. Just like when we talk about hosting classes and the different types of classes tomorrow, the ideas I'm going to give you are not the only ways you can do classes. It's just a way that you can do classes. So if you've plateaued, if you've tried a certain system and it's not working for you, it's just going to give you some other ideas based on success stories that I've gotten from other members of the Oilability team, from other diamonds that I've hobnobbed with. Everybody's got a different way of sharing the oils, and there's no wrong way. Okay, there's no wrong way of marketing. There's no wrong way of hosting classes. I'm just here to give you some tools and give you some new ideas that you can have. It's not the only way. So it's absolutely nothing. So what I want to tell you, though, I do want to talk about gifts for just a second here. Each of us has different strengths and has different weaknesses. You may need to approach this from a different angle if this system is working for you. If you don't have writing ability to be able to market your class, we've already handled that for you, and we've given you some excellent writing examples in the game plan book. So go ahead and pillage those. It's totally okay. Use the marketing teas on page 75, 77. It's all yours. If you're not media savvy, you have to rely on in-person invites because Facebook doesn't work for you. Maybe most of your people on your team are Amish. I know leaders personally that have most teams that are Amish, and they're not on Facebook. It's not the norm, But maybe for your team, because of where you start building, it is the norm for you. So this system would work very well for you, all right? It's time consuming and it's harder to fill classes, but there were many millionaires in Young Living before Facebook. So you can do it without Facebook. Again, don't think this is the only way. It's just a way for you new ideas to try. This is one system that's worked really well for our team. So let's talk about what warm invites look like and listening to your warm market. There's two different types of markets out there, and you guys have heard me talking about this throughout the training tonight. If we're using network marketing speak, there's your warm market and your cold market. Cold market are people you don't know. Warm market may be your family, your friends, your acquaintances. So for today's homework in the game plan book, it's going to kick your butt. And if you're a Ruby personality, a red personality, you're not going to like this because you won't be able to do the assignment in one night. You're going to have to carry it with you and keep filling it in. But I'm going to have you finish up the rest of Chapter 7's homework pages, workbook pages from last night. And you're going to make a list of all of your warm market. And you may not even have enough pages in there. You might need to write in the front and the back of your game plan book so you've got enough pages to fill it all in. What's your warm market? There's a lot of people in your warm market. It might be your Facebook contacts list. It might be old high school friends, college friends, roommates, former coworkers, current workers that are still Facebook friends. You got to keep a running list. All right. It might be those at work. It might be people at play dates. It might be homeschool and public school groups, sports teams, extracurricular activities. Go through your Christmas card list, your wedding cards, your church friends, small groups, your running buddies, your neighbors, the woman you see at the gas station every single day. She'd be really blessed with the Game Plan mini book. The ladies at the post office when you're doing all of your follow-up every week that know your name. The running stream of people that you see on a weekly basis. Those are the names that you want on that list. You're going to have to carry your book with you, and you're going to look like a freak walking around with a Game Plan workbook with you everywhere you go. But every time you come across somebody, just keep adding names to that list. Those are people that would potentially invite to your classes. Okay? I always think you should do public events. And why? Because you're going to have more exposure to more people, and it's all about exposure. You want the widest audience you can get. Where can I get a workbook and book tomorrow to join in? You can go online on Amazon and order the game plan book and order the game plan workbook. And after you pay for those two, you can get the Kindle version for $2. And that'll allow you to join in right away with us. All right? Kindle, you can do on your phone or you can do on your computer. You don't have to have a Kindle device to use it. So that's a cheap, effective way of joining us right away. All right? I did the post office last week. Diane, you're awesome. That's amazing. Thanks for answering the questions, guys. You really helped me out when you're responding to people because it's hard for me to keep up with you guys with so many of you on. So I told you at the beginning of this training that you were not going to come off salesy and that you weren't going to constantly be petitioning your friends. And I meant that. All right, I meant that because you get outside those circles by using the people that came to the class to invite to the next class. You're not salesy because you want to educate. And everything is worded as a teacher. It's not worded as a sales pitch. And you're not constantly petitioning your friends because you're always tapping into new members of your warm market. So if you have 4 classes set up in February, you have 12 different people that are inviting to those classes. It's not the same 3. You don't have the same 3 people going to all 4 events. You do 3 different people. Maybe they're even in different towns so that they're not even getting the same friends or overlap invited, you know. They're not going to be crossing over. So you're not contacting them weekly and they're not going to feel harassed because you only contact them one time. You don't ever have to. Like I said, I haven't even gotten through 1/100th of my warm market and we're already almost diamond and we're not even there yet because I haven't had to because I keep using the people that came to the class to invite for me. So that's all it takes to explode your business because every person knows on average 1,000 people that they could invite to your class. So what I want you to do today and in the weeks to come, because again, this isn't an assignment you can finish in one day, it's just to keep that running tally of that list of all the people that I gave you, all the people you come in contact with. Carry the book around with you for a while, and every time you see somebody, you're like, oh wait, yes, I can put them on my warm market list. And write it down, okay, write it down. One by one, I want you to contact them, maybe 2 people a week. All right, I'm not going to tell you got to make 60 calls a day, or you don't have to do that. Couple people that when you're setting up your classes, and that's it. Touch base, listen to them. Mail them something to pique their interest. Maybe it's somebody that would invite to your class, like if they wipe their counter down with thieves cleaner. You're not going to necessarily contact your friend from high school that you haven't talked to in 20 years and say, hey, can you invite 50 people to my class? You're going to talk to them, get a dialogue going, mail them a little sample of thieves cleaner, and then when the time is right, then ask them to invite 50 people to your class. So it might be something they ask for. It might be something that would bless them, like a sample of the Thieves Cleaner, maybe a Thieves Cough Drop, maybe a little sample of that Cool Azul Pain Cream or some Agilese. You always do it from the perspective of education.
Always, always, always. Marcia says, what if I invited all my Facebook contacts but only 5 sign up? Should I re-invite others in my next class? No, I just leave it with the marketing that you've got. You might end up having a really good one-on-one, and that woman that you sign under you might end up being a diamond. You never know where it's going to go. Never know. How about setting up specialty classes to our members so we can encourage them to get on ER? Kim, this is a question I answered earlier in the training. It's a 1-to-4 ratio. All right, so 1 specialty class, 3 101s. 1 specialty, 3 101s. You've got to maintain that ratio because you want to be bringing new people into your organization all the time, at least until you hit diamond. And even once you hit diamond, we're about to hit diamond, I'm still doing 101s like crazy. The next class I'm teaching in person is a 101 class, okay? At the rally that I'm hosting, the Live Your Passion rally in Corning, New York, if you're anywhere in upstate New York and you want to come to our rally, please come. On the 21st, guess what? I'm sneaking a 101. In the rally. So I'm still out there teaching those classes. So I think when you stop teaching those, you're not prospecting anymore and you're not inviting new people to your organization. And you need to set that standard so that your leaders copy the standard. Do I give a distributor agreement and people walk into the class or after? I don't at all. I don't do distributor agreements. I don't do any paper. I just say go to youngliving.com, click on become a member, and here's a sponsor and enroller. I like the Rainstone diffuser. That's what I tell them. I don't hand out papers. I just tell them where to go online. I do it all online because it's easier for them. They can do it when they choose to. All right? Yeah, samples totally do work. All right, so if people see that your heart and your desire is to help them, suddenly it's not about sales anymore. It's about people. You're not in the business of selling. You're in the business of helping people. It's the best business to be in, is the business of helping people. So stop talking and start listening to the people that you're talking to because everybody has a story. Let's talk really briefly about 2 other different types of events that are not in-person events. And then I'll train you how to invite, and then we'll wrap up our training in the next 5 minutes. So I'm going to fly through this really quick because I don't want to keep you guys too late. I'm going really long on my trainings, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to answer your questions, but I might need to do these in little tiny videos after the boot camp is over. So 2 other things that I want to hit tonight is teaching online classes and then attending other events. So those are 2 things that we're not going to hit in Chapter 9 that I want to touch on a little bit. Online classes. Joanna Malone is a diamond. She hit diamond in 2 years. She's a really good friend of mine. We were in the hot tub together. We were in Venice. We were both golds together. She's a diamond now. I'm almost a diamond. And she hit it in 2 years. She did the entire thing with a website called Vimeo. What Vimeo allows you to do is record short videos, and then you upload them to Vimeo, and then you can time release them by releasing the links. It's awesome. Totally awesome. So what you do is you're going to take the 101 script in the book, and you're going to divide it into 3-minute chunks. Basically, each paragraph is a 3-minute chunk. You get your cell phone, you go into a well-lit place, and you record these in 3-minute chunks. And the nice thing is you only got to shoot it once, and you've got that class forever. You can use the same class again and again and again and again. You don't have to redo it and redo it and redo it. You just shoot it one time. So after you got the whole 101 class shot into about 8 or 10 3-minute chunks, make sure that you have a really strong close because you need a strong close if you're going to do an online class. Then you upload each of those little videos to Vimeo. And I would recommend you drop $60. It's once a year, $60 membership. I recommend you do that because then you can upload all those Vimeo links. And you can do it in 1 week or even a couple of days instead of having to take a month because you hit your bandwidth limit for uploads. It's worth the $60 in my opinion because you make that back from one class. Vimeo is Vimeo. So this is if you want to do an online class. I'm showing you how to do it. You're going to grab your cell phone, take the 101 script, which is Appendix A, right in the back of the game plan book, divide it by paragraph. Each paragraph's about 3 minutes, and shoot like 10 videos of it. All right, short 3-minute videos. Then you're going to upload them. Video 1, video 2, video 3, upload them to Vimeo. Create an account and upload it. Then what I want you to do after you got that done, and make sure you have a strong close, okay, when you're doing it. Make sure you have a strong close. After that, you're going to write out your captions. So what you would write above that link. Okay, make sure you got it all pre-written ahead of time. Then you're going to market your class. And we already talked about marketing. You're going to set up a Facebook event. You're going to have 3 people invite. And this is fun because you can go wild because people can watch you from their couch. They don't have to leave. So you can invite people from Puerto Rico if you want to come to your class. It's pretty cool. You can go through and invite all the people that could never get to your class, get them all in the online class, and do the same thing you did. So for 2 weeks, market your class. Drop those photos in your class. Talk about what you're going to talk about. Pull a little line from the lecture. Give a little snapshots of the class. Do a little 1-minute Facebook tease, Facebook Live tease, whatever you want to do. Do I recommend little video clips versus live streaming for online classes? Christina, you can do it both ways. I've done entire classes. I just taught a 5-week French aromatherapy class, and I did the whole thing on Facebook Live, and we had 7,000 people a night on. So if you're comfortable with Facebook Live in that format and you like the interaction and you're used to it, You could totally do that. We did a Facebook Live class on chemical-free home last November that had 22,000 people on it. So absolutely, yes, you could do that. If you're not comfortable and you want to ease into this, you can record these short little videos and upload them to Vimeo. And the nice thing is, if you invite different people, you don't have to reshoot it. You can just do it again and again and again and again to totally different people. And it's awesome. You've already got all the content totally generated, and everything's up there for you. And you just time release it. So then when it's time for you to do the class, you go right into the...
Okay. Then when it's time for you to do the class, you just go right into the Facebook Live event and you say, all right, 5 minutes, here we go. And you pop the first video up with a link with that write-up you already had written up. You wait 5 minutes, you pop the link to the second Vimeo up, and you put your little write-up you already have written up. You wait 5 minutes, you pop the link to the third video. You wait 5 minutes, you pop the link to the fourth video up, and just bam, 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 bam. You time release all 10 videos. And the nice thing is, if you've already got your stuff written up ahead of time, now you've got time to respond to questions and hold contests between the videos. So it's a lot of fun. Silly question. Is it possible to set up a Facebook page or social media page separate from a personal page? Yeah, of course you can. I recommend when you're first starting your business, you do everything on your personal page because you got a bigger audience. If you have a business page, what do you have on there? 50 people, 80 people that might have already heard it again and again. Yeah, it's totally okay to read scripts. I taught 260 101 classes. You know what I do when I get up in front of it? You think I have it all memorized? I don't. I grab the 3-page 101 script that's in the back of this book and I read it number 261. I do the same script you guys are doing again and again and again and again. I don't do anything new. I did that on Facebook Live, but I did it all once an hour. Yeah, try to keep it under an hour if you can. Half hour is even better. Even better. Okay. Oh, let's see here. What did I leave off? So when you're done with your Vimeo class, and if you do contests and stuff, that's fun because you can get the energy really high in your class. When you're done, follow up. So what I do is I go through each of the videos and I'll respond to the questions. Maybe you can't respond to them while you're doing them live. You don't get all of the questions answered. Make sure everybody's had their questions answered. If anybody IMs you, make sure you respond to them. That's how you sell kits, okay, is by talking to those people and building a relationship with them. So follow up. Make sure all the questions are answered. Respond to the IMs and then close with compassion and passion. All right. And there's 2 closing scripts in the back of the game plan book that you can use to close your class. There's no wrong way of doing this. You can do it on Facebook Live. You can pre-record it if you're really uncomfortable and time release it on Vimeo. You could do a mix of Vimeo and Facebook Live where you tease the class on Facebook Live and then you time release the class and then you end it with a Facebook Live. I mean, there's no wrong way. The cool thing is just interacting with your audience. So, and you've got to have a strong close and you have to touch base with the people in the class. I will tell you, generally for the amount of people that come to online classes, I have lower kit sales in online classes than I do versus in-person classes. So I like to do a mix of both of them. I'll do in-person classes and I'll do online classes. All right, both of them. But you can get a really wide audience. Like right now, we've got about 7,000 people on this video right now. And, you know, I wouldn't have 7,000 people in my little 1,300 square foot house. So you got a bigger audience and that may come back to you in a return as long as you're still posting things on your page. I'd like to see an example of someone doing a Vimeo. I think I might have an event. If you go into events on this page on Oilability with Sarah, there might be an old event with one of my Vimeo classes on it. And you can just go look and see how that was done. All right. So I told you I prefer in-person classes because I really like building relationships and I think it's easier to get people on Essential Rewards versus online stuff. But please hear my heart. It's not wrong. I mean, there are many a diamond that have built their entire business with online classes. So it's absolutely not wrong. The key though, whatever you do is to build a relationship with the person to get them on Essential Rewards because that's your base. That's your base. It's not just the quick kit sale. It's training them how to use the oils. But there are seasons of your life where online classes are a necessity. You have to. You literally cannot get out and do in-person classes. And so if you record it once, you can use it again and again and again. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about here real quick is attending vendor events. Get into this. All right, there's a couple key things that you gotta know. Yes, Sarah says then they can smell the oils. Yep, exactly. You can get that oil in your nose. Can we use your scavenger hunt in a Facebook class? You sure can. Go ahead. That's a free resource we put up for you. Absolutely. The only thing that would break my heart is if you're photocopying the book and posting that all over Facebook, because that's literally the only thing that John and I make any profit on. So please, it would bless me. Please point your leaders to the book. Have them get their own copies of the book. Have your cross-line friends order their own copies. Don't photocopy out of the book and give that to them. We've given you guys so many free resources, and it would really bless us if that book stays for sale. Okay, so the 101 script in there, the teacher training script, you can bless us most by giving people the link and have them drop $20 and get the book, and that takes care of our family. But anything that we put on that Oilability team site, please go ahead and share it. Absolutely. You can share the scavenger hunt video. The one-on-one audio is completely free. You can share that. All that stuff we put up there just to pour into you guys and give you resources and tools that are totally free because we love you. We love your businesses and we want to see you grow and explode. All right. If you want to support us, get the book. But anything that's on the website, go for it. Share it. Okay. Go for it. I'm glad you like the scavenger hunt video. That really warms my heart. So now let's talk about vendor events for just 2 minutes, and then I'm going to give you homework assignments. All right. Yeah, you can absolutely sell my book. If you want to order my book at the bulk pricing, you guys get 40% off the book. And if you want to go back and sell it retail, I'm totally cool with that. I have no problem with you ordering at bulk and selling it at retail. For sure. Go for it. That would really bless me. The reason we wrote the book was to get it in as many hands as possible. I've had a lot of people asking me if they can sell the book at the Live Your Passion rally. I'm totally cool with that. I have no problem with that at all. Matter of fact, if you want signed copies for your team, you can mail them to me. Just IM me. I'll give you my address. You can mail them here. I'll sign them and you can use them as giveaways on your team. John and I will do everything we can to come alongside your business and help to support you guys. All right. We love you. And we do everything we can to give you resources to just catapult your team. And if that will help your team grow, then absolutely we back you. Okay, absolutely. So thank you for even offering to sell the book at your classes. That's a tremendous honor to us. And we so appreciate that. And it's going to grow business builders on your team, like for sure. If they're grabbing game plan and they go home and they're like, oh my gosh, then they sign on your team and then your OGV explodes and you've got more business builders. So our goal is to pour into you guys. Come to Indiana and teach my team. I do travel a little bit, but I prefer to do most stuff online because I do have 5 kids and I homeschool. So please don't ask me to get in my car too much. I don't do any more than 1 out-of-state class a month, and right now I am booked all the way through August with speaking events. So I do stuff online, but not right now because I'm doing boot camp. All right, so vendor events. You guys have so many good questions. You're like the most amazing Team Young Living ever, and I want to just sit here and answer your questions all night. Maybe I should have a 26-day boot camp where I just sit here and answer questions all night long, and I can get to some of this. But let me wrap up because I really want to be respectful of your time, and I know I'm going to get beat up by my marketing team for not keeping these videos shorter. So let me get to the last thing here real quick, all right? So attending vendor events. I want you to go into all vendor events every time you do a vendor event with the knowledge that you are not going there to sell kits. You might sell a kit. I mean, I'm not going to say you're not going to ever. There is a possibility of you selling a kit, but that's not why you're there. The primary reason that you're at a vendor event and the best is to get leads for your classes. That's a primary reason. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to have a 30-second script that's memorized in your head, 2 or 3 sentences that you have memorized that draws their attention to the product. So what are oils and why do they need them in their house? Why is it so important that they have them? Like that 30-second script that I gave you to invite to a class, just make it even shorter for a vendor event because you only have a few seconds of their time as they're passing through your vendor booth. So online, you've got a little bit longer to get their attention, usually 2 to 3 minutes. At a vendor event, it's like 30 seconds. So there are 2 key components to a vendor event that every single vendor event has to have. The 30-second script to make sure that that you are catching their attention in your booth, and the raffle basket. Those 2 things make your vendor event enormously successful. So the 30-second script and the raffle basket. There is a 30-second script to invite people to class. We already talked about it in the appendix. I read it out loud to you guys. And then the raffle basket as well, all right? The script is Appendix B in the game plan book. I've loaded this book with scripts, like totally loaded the book with scripts. You can use it for vendor events, or you can just use 3 sentences. So here's a bonus script just for people that are on the boot camp video. All right, total bonus script. I don't even know what this Kamel Hosni dude is here. So, all right, here's a bonus script. So you guys would have to transcribe this or pause the video and go back and look at it. But this is what I used when I did my vendor event. Oils are the purest substances on the earth. You can use them for cleaning, personal care products like toothpaste, deodorant, emotion, supplements, supporting major systems of the body like your respiratory and your immune system. The average person applies 80 chemicals a day to their body before breakfast through 4 things: soap, makeup, shampoo, and hair care products. This is about learning to kick the chemicals to the curb and ban them from your home using only plants. Nothing's going to hurt you. Do you want to learn some more for free? Bam, done. Okay, really short. So the bonus script, that's actually the one that I memorized that I did at my own vendor event. So the second thing is raffle baskets. Why do you have a raffle basket? Because it's how you collect their names. That's the best thing that you can get from a vendor event. It's why you actually go to the vendor event, to get leads for your classes. So let's take a look at Appendix H together. which is on page 237. If you're following along, this is going to give you a nice little giggle. I told you that these appendixes are liquid gold because I'm all about giving you tools to be able to utilize in your business. So this is the script that I have on a clipboard. You guys can just photocopy this and put it right in your clipboards. It's got their name, their phone number, their email, and then they just check a box. So it literally takes them a minute to fill this thing out. You have a couple clipboards going at your vendor event. So this is the box that they have to check. They have to pick one of these boxes, and as long as they give this information and they check a box, and this paper goes into a basket, and that you pick a name from at the end of the vendor, and they can win a raffle basket full of stuff. So here's what they have to pick from, and they just check one of these boxes. I'm interested in having you come teach a free class for me and my homies. This class can be at any location. The second box, I'm interested in showing up to a class that you teach. I will bring my friends. The third box, I would love to get my hands on a premium starter kit and start oiling. The next box, please, please, please teach me how to use the oils. Just contact me and give me information. And the last box, if you call or contact me, I will egg your house, but I do want that gift basket. This is the address where you can mail it for free. Okay, and so, whoops, let me block him. There we go. And so that is, that's it. It takes a minute for them to fill that out. I did one vendor event. It was 3 hours long. We picked up 93 leads for classes and 7 people that wanted kits that I touched base with later. You're not going to be able to do it at the event because people are flying by your booth so fast, okay? It's like crazy. But if you have that clipboard and you give them the incentive of the basket to fill that thing out, you're going to pick up leads like crazy at that vendor event. You have to go into the vendor event with the right tools or you waste an entire day, all right? So this shows you how to gather their information so that you can touch base after the class. If you word your questions right, you're always going to walk away from events with a lot of leads and a lot of people you can touch base with. And I'd recommend touching base with them within a couple of days after the vendor event, all right? Within a couple of days. My first vendor event, Valerie says, sent me to executive in 10 days. Yeah, they totally work. I love vendor events when you plateau. Okay, when you've run out of warm market leads, you're just kind of at a lull in your business. It's really, really good then to redo it. So Trina says, I use that script for vendor events and people love the last line. They do. They totally crack up. What do I put in the basket? You can put anything in there. You can put in Thieves Cleaner, Peppermint Roll-Ons, Game Plan Mini is a really good idea. You can put one of the audio CDs, a link to your website. You can put in... there's just, anything that you can make up that you can keep it, 10 or 15 minutes. All right, 10 or 15 minutes or so. So what's the best way to find out about vendor events? I would contact your local Chamber of Commerce and see what events they have going in your area. Jennifer says, just want to let you know you're in the top 3 live videos on Facebook. I am. Cool. Awesome. That's pretty cool. So here are a few other things that you want to remember about vendor events. Make sure you have a starter kit on the table and your diffuser is running. So make sure that you get a site that has electricity so you can plug it in because peppermint in a diffuser will pull people from all over the room to come over to your booth. All right. Have something for sale that they can take home and try. Don't charge for the oils, but you can charge for your supplies for the oils. Have a laptop set up just in case you get that odd person that does want to order a kit at the site. It does happen occasionally. Do a drawing for a basket. That's really important. And have that basket front and center. You want the starter kit front and center. And you absolutely want to make sure that you have... the premium starter kit front and center also. Do we buy the 101 CDD or can we download it to your computer? You can download it to the computer. All right. Do a drawing for a basket. Everybody leaves with something. We're going to talk about the purple bag tomorrow when we talk about how to get through your first class and all the different ways of doing classes. The concept of the purple bag is something I also always have whenever I'm at vendor events, and I hand those out like candy. It's a way that they can get back to you. So when you leave a vendor event, you want to have their information from the clipboard and you want them to have a way to contact you, and you do that through purple bags with your contact information inside it. All right. Do I give samples at the events? Samples can get pretty pricey. I usually just have stuff that they can smell at the event. I'm going to do an event for a college in a couple of weeks here that has 2,500 women at it. I can't come up with 2,500 CDs or 2,500 samples, but they are going to get my contact information. You got to make sure they got that at least. All right. Yes, I'm actually going to disassemble a whole purple bag and show you what it looks like tomorrow so you can see it. So make it eye-catching. You can throw it, if you get a tablecloth, just drop $80 and get a tablecloth from KRE Publishing or Crown Diamond Tools. There's a couple sites that have Young Living tablecloths. It'll take your whole game from here up to here. Like just that one tablecloth makes you look really, really, really nice. Use height. You can go to Walmart or you can go to Hobby Lobby and get a couple crates for $10, those wooden crates.
Get things off the table so they're not having to look down at their hip to see the starter kit. You want it up off the table. If you use levels, makes all the difference in the world at catching people's attention. Set up a tabletop banners, another thing that you could do. Crown Diamond Tools has got a lot of really nice ones. Are you okay with us bringing the MP3 to a CD to hand out to people, or would it be better to buy discs from you? All right, I'm going to have to make an executive decision on this. For our team, and I know my marketing team is going to be like, Sarah, what are you doing? Like, what are you saying? For our team, I allow my team to copy the 101 CDs because I really, really want them to be able to hand them out. That's a resource we've offered for free. So if you are on this boot camp, you have permission from me to download the MP3 and burn it to a CD and hand that out. Okay, I'm okay with that. Go ahead. We've made it available to you guys online for free. I'm all right with you using it for free to be able to give out to your team so that they have a copy of that and they can distribute it. So you've got my permission as the author to do that. All right. Please reciprocate that by drawing people to the book and to the boot camp and to the website would really bless us so that we get that back in yield from the book sales would really mean the world to me. But if you want to burn 100 of those things and take them to a vendor event, go for it. You've got my full permission to do that. All right. Okay, so use height, set up a tabletop banner. I could see my marketing team going, what are you doing, Sarah? Like, you could totally sell those. They're like, Sarah, no! But our blessing is in the books. So drive your teams to the books and promise me you're going to share those books forever. And that would mean the world to me, all right? You can use pages 86 and 87 in the book for photos of vendor events for what our team has done. So if you just need pictures and ideas for knowing like how to set up your table, you got no idea how to do it, then go ahead and look at those pictures and I'll give you some ideas. Thanks for all the shout outs. You guys are amazing. Reviews on Amazon also, those really bless us. So please, if you tell your team if they've got the book to get on and review it on Amazon for us, man, if we can get over 200 reviews on Amazon, we've got 7,000 people on this video right now. If 200 of you went on tonight and reviewed it, like we would go right up to the top of the chart. So that really blesses us a lot. When you go to leaders retreats, when you're on the silver retreat and the gold retreat, please tell people about the book. Carry a copy of it with you. Share it when you're on the bus with people. When you're doing your teacher trainings, if you do anything for Crossline, if you do anything on Facebook, if you're doing any teacher trainings at all, will you share the book? It'll bless John and I so much if you guys are out there sharing it. So thank you. And I know the blessing will come back to us by giving some of our stuff away for free. So all right. So we've talked about inviting on Facebook through events, how to do an online class, how to do a successful vendor event, how do you invite people face to face. I'm going to go through 2 quick role-playing exercises, and then I totally have to wrap up this video because I know I'm going to get in trouble for how long this is going. But you know what's crazy? We're the number 3 video on Facebook Live right now, and there's still thousands of you. You guys aren't going to bed. It's crazy. On the cruise, I would love that. Please bring a copy of it if you're on the cruise and show everybody you meet in the hot tub, everybody you meet on the excursions. Would you carry it with you and just tell everybody that you see about this book? If you help me market it, it would really mean the world to me, like the world to me. You would so bless me. We're number 9 on Amazon right now, and I know that we can get to number 1. If you guys get out there and share this thing, I know you can. Can we use the vendor lead forms in a regular class? Sure. Yeah, absolutely you can. Absolutely it would work. I brought the books to class last night, raved about them. Thank you. What do you do when someone picks up an oil at a vendor event and breaks the seal, but now doesn't want to buy the oil? That's one of those kick the dust under my feet kind of things. I generally don't bring oils that are valuable to me. I'll just put a couple drops in some Epsom salt in a mason jar and don't bring the full bottle with me because it could get damaged if you're bringing it to vendor events. All right. Oh, okay, Carrie, you're so sweet. My book is too tattered to share. You guys are awesome. All right. So 2 more things. I'm wondering if I should save this for tomorrow night because I'm really going over time and y'all are going to like kick my butt. But all right. I just want to do a quick role playing exercise with you guys, and then I'm going to give you the homework assignment, and we're going to wrap up this whole chapter. So I had people ask me, all right, Sarah, I really need you to just kind of walk me through piece by piece what it looks like when I'm inviting somebody to class, because this whole chapter's on marketing. So let me just give you one more little nugget and then we're going to wrap this up. Can you tell me where to find the 10-minute video about social media? We already have it posted to the Oilability page. It's on the page right now, but I'll post it again right after this video so that you've got it, all right? It's also in the workbook and it's in the game plan book because it's a great video. So what do you say when you invite people? Maybe you're doing a face-to-face invite. So you might hand out an invite by mail. You might do it all on social media, which is what
what I would recommend. Maybe you just bump into somebody at Walmart. It's somebody you really want to come. All right, keep going. We love it. Okay, thank you for your encouragement because I know my marketing team is going to kick my butt for the length of this video. So maybe you bump into somebody in person and you just want to invite them in person. So this is an actual conversation that I had with a prospective oiler because we're talking all things marketing tonight and how to invite people to your classes. So this is me. I bump into a lady named Jessie. I say, hey, Jessie, it's really good to see you. I feel like we haven't even talked in ages. And Jessie's like, oh, yeah, Sarah, it's good to see you. What have you been up to lately? And I say, well, I'm teaching classes on essential oils, and it's like super blessed my family. And Jessie says, I've never heard of essential oils before. What are they? All right, woohoo! Now you can insert 30-second script right here. You just got their attention right there. So if you have 30 seconds, keep their attention, keep it really tight. You just got to go ahead to talk about oils. So I'll just say, well, essential oils are a little bit different than the oils that you get in the store. It's not like olive oil. They've got incredible effects on the human body. Hint, hint, hint. This is the third script I'm giving you in this video. The third one to invite to a class. So they've got incredible effects on the human body. I use them all over my home to get rid of chemical cleaning supplies, to calm my kids down, emotions, focus, stress, like if I'm stressed out. I use them in my toothpaste, my deodorant, my supplements. I've gotten really good at label reading, and I'll be straight up with you, Jessie. I don't like the stuff that I see on the labels of the things I was buying. If I can't pronounce it on the back of the bottle, I don't use it anymore. I was poisoning my family with a lot of the stuff that I thought was safe. Oils, it's just made of one thing. It's just the steam distilled or cold pressed plant. There's no garbage in it. The only ingredient, lemon oil, is lemon. If you flip it over and you can't pronounce what's on the label, you really shouldn't be using it on your family or washing your dishes with it. Did you know the number one poison in the family home is fabric softener? And right behind that are air fresheners. And so I just replaced all that stuff with oils in my house. Jessie responds, that's crazy. I had no idea. I still have a plug-in air freshener in my living room that I use all the time. And then I respond, hey, I got a class on Saturday. It's free. I would love to see you there. If you come, I'll have some peppermint oil that you can try, and you can smell a dozen different oils from the kit. It's how I started my journey. Would you come to the class? You got an hour? Bam, done. That's it. Okay, that's it. Are you okay with us putting our own contact information in our book when I hand it out? Absolutely. Sonia, absolutely. I didn't write this book to take your prospects. I wrote this book to teach you how to get prospects. So yeah, I want you to use this book to get your own people to classes. I want you to hand it out, and I want you to use it to train your leaders. And whatever you need to do to build your organization, you've got my total permission to go and put your information in my books and hand them out. For sure. Absolutely. That's why I wrote the book. All right, so bam, you gave them meat and potatoes. You told them how they could use the oils. You told them why they needed it. I always carry a little sample with me so they could take a little right away and then follow up so you don't lose the contact. I'll add their phone number in my cell phone, and I'll text them and remind them about the class. Or can we share a quote and credit you in the book? Yeah, Natalie, you can do that. Absolutely. Thank you. If you credit me, would you just put a link on Amazon so they know where to get the book? That would really be awesome because if they can click on it, the chances are they're much more likely to go get the book. So that's a way you could bless me. Yeah, no problem on the one-on-one free audio. Go for it, guys. I want to see you guys blessed. So here's the same conversation that I had with a potential business builder. So one of them was to invite people just to come to an oils class. This one is to invite somebody to come to be a business builder in my organization. Will you have a place in Game Plan Mini for our contact information? Sure will. Absolutely sure will. Did you know that in the front of the Game Plan book, I have the same place for you also? Did you guys see in the front of the game plan book that I gave you a place for you to write something to your leaders, to, from, and the date? Because I was thinking when I wrote this book about you giving it to your leaders when they rank up. Okay, everybody go to Amazon after this class. Man, I've got like the best Team Young Living ever. So here's a role play of a conversation with a potential business builder. So Grace is the next person. She comes up to me. She's like, oh, Sarah, hey, what's up? I don't normally run into you at the store at this time. And I'm like, here every week. And so I respond to her, oh, yeah, it's because I switched jobs. Because people tell me all the time, Sarah, I can't find leaders in my organization. Like I can teach classes, I can get people signed, but I can't find any leaders. So you guys are awesome. So here's a way you can get leaders in your organization. So I said, yeah, I switched jobs. And Grace says, well, what are you doing? And I said, network marketing. And Grace says, oh, so you're selling stuff to people. And my response is no. I've never sold an essential oil starter kit in my life. What I do is I teach people how to get chemicals out of their house and protect their families. It is seriously the best job ever. And Grace says, yeah, I tried the oils thing, but it's really expensive. You guys ever had that happen? Yeah, I tried it, but it's really expensive. And then I respond, not really. You can make thieves cleaner for $1 a bottle. If you grab a starter kit and you host a class, I'll come teach under you and you can get your oils for free. I don't pay for any of my oils.
Grace says, it sounds interesting, but I'm really not interested in another job. Anybody had that response? Because I've had it a ton of times. And most of the people that gave me that response, they're now selling on my team. And so my response when they say they're not interested in another job, I go, oh. I'm like, all right, so you really like what you're doing right now? That's a really good way to get them. Oh, you like what you're doing? And then Grace responds, heck no, I work way too many hours and we're like barely making it. I'm so tired and I'm so depleted every single night. And then I respond, oh, I'm like, well, I worked 11 hours last week at my full-time Young Living job. And this is what I made. And I'll flash my Early Tools app at her. Maybe you should consider doing this. Like maybe you should consider this because I didn't work that hard. And then Grace is like, but I don't like talking to people. You guys ever had that? I don't like talking to people. This is an actual conversation that I had with somebody. All right, it's a real conversation. And then I just respond, I'm like, listen, it's as hard as grabbing a 3-page script, sitting in your living room and reading it. You just read the 3 pages off to them. It's super crazy easy. And you're teaching people how to take care of their families. And then Grace responds to me, actually, it doesn't sound that hard. And then I say, it's the best financial decision I ever made. Do you have time next week for a teacher training? And her response to me was yes. Okay, her response to me was yes. So yeah, I love that. Oh, so you love what you're doing? And their answer is like, no, I don't. Bam, done. Potential business builder right there. And now you're able to train them. Whew. All right. I think that we've gotten to this. I'm going to bring to our rally on the 21st. Thank you for bringing the books to the rally. You guys are such a blessing. I appreciate that. So those are 2 scripts, just a little role play that we did tonight so that you can get people to buy starter kits and get people in your organization. And those are actual real live conversations that I had with people that I just transcribed and threw right into the book. All right. So many people tell me that the hardest thing for them is picking up prospective business builders. It's actually the easiest thing for me. I'll be straight up with you. I have no problem with it. That's why 1 in 4 people on our team are selling right now. Because they're everywhere, like literally everywhere. There was a study I just did. This is in the newsroom. A study I just did. I'll find a link to it and I'll pop it up on the page. 1 in 5 people in the United States are looking for a new job this year. 1 in 5, they don't like their job. It was a careerbuilder.com survey. They're looking for a new job. 1 in 5 people don't want to do what they're doing right now. Okay, so that means when you're in the grocery store, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam, that person wants to be in your organization. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam, that person wants to be in your organization. How many people are you passing every single day that you're not even talking to? Right? There's people everywhere. People everywhere you're passing every single day that you're not even speaking to, all right? So here's the thing. You have to have an eye for poverty, for desperation, and for frustration, and for pain, and for hopelessness. You got to think about where you are right now with the oils and how passionate you are about getting people on them and getting them away from the chemicals. And then you need to have that same passion for the people that don't want to get up and go to work tomorrow. Okay, you got to have your eye for that. The person that feels stuck. You are the person that's helping people, just like you do when you're sharing the oils. You're helping them because their poverty is over. They're over. They're a diamond rising, just like you're a diamond rising. There should be no fear in sharing this business, just education, because you're out there giving people hope, guys. I told you in video 1 that you're the hope bringer. You absolutely are the hope bringer. We actually made a tool to help you with this. If you don't have a lot of confidence in this area, all right, it's called Why Do a Young Living Business, or I've also subtitled it How to Get My Oils for Free. It's a 10-minute DVD that I chase all my one classes with. So 260 classes I've taught, 260 times I end my class, I pop the DVD in. It talks for 10 minutes. And you know what it is? It's the first boot camp video that we did. It's only 10 minutes long though, not like an hour. So what it does is it gets them to stack up everything they're doing against everything that Young Living is. The fact that it's a willable income, that they can leave it as a legacy to their children, that there's no income ceiling, that they have no boss, that they set their own hours, that there's no alarm clock, that they're helping people, that they're not being salesy, like all that stuff that we talked about. It's 10 minutes. You just pop it in. You want to learn a little more? Come to a teacher training. Here's information on our next teacher training. Bam. Okay. I just chase all my 101 classes with that. We're going to have that DVD up on Amazon within the next 2 weeks. So you guys can order it and just show it after all of your classes. It's awesome. And it shares the business opportunity with people. It's not up yet, but we'll have it soon. We didn't expect to sell 10,000 books in 4 weeks. So you guys have kept us really, really busy. All right. It'll be up on the website really, really soon. So it's amazing
who will sit still right after a 101 to watch that 10-minute video? Like, mate, I'm always blown away who sits there. It's just about responding to people's needs, guys. You've got to meet them where they are. And 1 in 5 people in the United States do not like where they are right now. So respond to that. Don't be so timid. You've been given a tremendous gift in Young Living. Tremendous gift. You've been given the boat to get you off the island. You need to share that with the people around you. So the people that I've sold kits to, I sold a kit to a TSA agent when I was flying in the Gold Retreat, who I had to go through the security line twice, to Old Navy lady. I sold it to a lady at Lowe's. I sold it to a couple. Most of the people in the post office are now my oils team. I sold it while I was ziplining in Hawaii when we were in the Drive to Win. 2 people on my zip line got kits from me. One of them's a business builder. So don't be afraid to speak to everyday people all over. The people you come into contact with, far more than you realize. All right, tomorrow's class. The anatomy of a successful in-person class. I'm going to walk you through. So we marketed today. We did role playing. I gave you 3 different scripts you can use, told you how to utilize social media, gave you a little social media training tonight. Told you why it's so important. You got to watch that 10-minute video. Tomorrow's class, I'm going to walk you through what a successful class looks like, and I'm going to hit all of them. I'm going to give you so many ideas for classes. You're going to have classes coming out of your head for ideas on what to do and all the different ways of teaching. And like I said, there's so many ways of teaching and none of them are wrong. So that's day 9. Today's homework. You need to read chapter 8 in the game plan book. It's going to go over all the marketing stuff. And I'm not reading the chapter word for word. I'm just kind of adding to it as I'm going through. So you still want to make sure you're doing the reading. I want you to finish the chapter 7 worksheet, which is really a lie. You're not going to be able to finish it because you need to develop your warm market list to pull from. So you need to keep this with you and carry it with you and just keep adding and adding and adding to it. But finish the chapter 7 worksheets and start your list of your warm market. These people you're going to go to start with your friend circles, to have 3 people marketing your classes for you to invite the 50. Then I want you to do your chapter 8 worksheets as well today. So you're going to write out the oilability marketing system, all the steps to it. Watch that 21st century social media trends video. It's 10 minutes. It'll like completely blow your mind because it's so good. Then write your own paragraph in your own words to get people to come to a class. So I want you to read through the tips on page 37 on ideas on what you can do when people aren't showing up to your classes. Tomorrow, we're going to cover all the different types of classes, and you guys survive boot camp day 8. This is a long video. I promise I will not do another one this long, all right? We are a third of the way through boot camp. You realize that tonight marks the 1/3 of the way through. Like, you guys are doing it. You're sticking with it. You're keeping up on the homework. It's crazy. So you got 2 more days this week, and then I'll do another giveaway on Saturday for those of you guys that are keeping up with it. If you're just starting and maybe you just caught this video, don't be dismayed. It's not a race. The goal is just to get the content in your head and in your leaders' heads. All right, just start with video 1 on the oilabilityteam.com page. The fastest way to grow your team in January is to do this thing with your leaders beside you. You need to be getting your leaders on this boot camp. Even if you're on video 8 and they're on video 1, it doesn't matter. Get them on the boot camp. Have them doing these videos with you, all right? Order in bulk. Hand these out to your leaders like crazy. Every leader in your organization should have a copy of this set, and they should be using it to get the people they want in their organization on as well. Every single one of them. I'm going to see you guys go and place a whole bunch of bulk orders off the bulk order button on the oilabilityteam.com website. So hand the books out like crazy. Give them, what I do is I give them out to everybody who ranks up. If somebody hits star in my organization in December or November or October, go back the last 3 months and send them out to every single person that hits star, senior star, just mail them out. You can order in bulk. It saves you 40%. All right. Whew, that's it. Marketing. We have done it inside out, upside down, forwards and backwards. You guys have survived the marketing chapter. I'm so proud of you guys. I will see you tomorrow for day 9, and we're going to go through all the different types of classes. Game plan, hop on Amazon, leave me a review. I hope you guys have a wonderful 24 hours, and I'll see you tomorrow night for game plan day 9. I'm going to go pass out. I love you guys. Poverty over.